All right, let's take a look at HBAR. So we got a viewer request on this one, and I'm not familiar about HBAR at all, but let's check out the chart. And this could be kind of like a sample of what you would get with the Patreon. So he requested a video, and let's just get her done real quick. So we're looking at the weekly time frame right now. I kind of already looked at this before I started the video, but we have a downtrend going something like this. This is the weekly time frame, so it's a big time frame. We have a big downtrend going like that and a big uptrend going something like this. I'm basically watching this triangle pattern going something like this. If we break to the upside, let's just do a bullish scenario real quick. If we break to that upside, we're looking at, I mean, let's just say the target breaks down here, or even maybe somewhere around here. I don't know. Let's just say right here for the low point. It could be around .542. This is the weekly time frame, so this is probably it could take a long time to do this, but we're looking at a possible 125% jump if this target plays out. This is the weekly time frame. These targets on the weekly time frame they look kind of crazy, but when you have these solid patterns like that, you have this solid downtrend and then a solid uptrend. It's converging to the middle, and it's going to break one way or the other. So it's either going to break to the upside or the downside. If it broke to the downside, I would maybe look for some support at these previous support lines. Maybe something like right here. If I was bullish on it, let's do like a orange line. For orange, you're glad I set a limit order. So we would do maybe like a limit order right there, or maybe like a limit order even down here. I mean, or maybe even like right here where we got this resistance right here. I'm looking at the weekly time frame. We could switch to the daily in a second. We also got some resistance right here. So maybe those were the levels that I would watch if we start breaking to the downside. Maybe this first one for a little bit of support, and then the second one and third one. So let's go into the daily time frame. Well, let's get like a daily, because a daily is still a pretty good time frame to watch. And we have an uptrend going something like this. It's not perfect. It looks like it's like this uptrend like this, and then it broke kind of sideways, kind of something like that. Now we're getting a different kind of sideways upward trend, something like this. So I'd be watching kind of this trend line for a break to the downside to retest this bottom trend line right here. Until then, I would assume that we're going to come up and retest this trend line up here, which is sitting around .247, 276, somewhere around there, 27, somewhere around there. So yeah, I would say it looks like it's on an uptrend where we have this trend line right here that we're watching. If it breaks to that downside, then we have a few levels to watch this trend line, and then we'll be seeing that. But in general, like I usually say, until we break these trend lines going to the downside, I'm assuming that they're going up. Like I said, we had this uptrend going like that, so it looks like it's kind of cooling off a little bit, this uptrend. So yeah, and then let's go into like a 4-hour time frame. Let's kind of break it down even further. So we have that bottom trend line that I was talking about. We can kind of move that around a little bit, something like this. And then we also have this top trend line, something like that. We have resistance right here and resistance right here, and then we also have resistance right here and right here, and we broke that trend line clearly going to that upside, but I'm still watching these top two resistance levels right there doing this trend line. So it looks like it's coming up and testing that right now. It might be forming some sort of triangle pattern, or I don't know. That's basically what I'm watching though. I would say we got a resistance line right there and then a support line right there. Once we break this resistance, then it'll be an indication that we might be coming up to test this level at around 275, something like that. But yeah, it kind of looks like a triangle pattern. We had a big uptrend. It looks like it's kind of slowing down though. So we're going to want to see what happens within this triangle pattern right here. But in general, this weekly time frame looks pretty interesting. That's just pretty much what caught my eye in general. And also, if we look at the moving averages real quick, because I would probably throw that into the custom videos, is just basically taking a look at what the trend is doing, what the moving average is doing, and if there's any targets we're kind of looking at, and if like basically a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario. So like I was saying, we have this 9 moving average coming in right here. We broke above it right here. It looks like we got some bounces on it right there. We retested it right there. Basically, if we can retest on it, that's a good signal in my opinion. When we're retesting on it, that's perfect. So as long as we could stay above this 9 moving average right there, that's bullish in my opinion. As soon as we start breaking below it, like we broke below right there, then I'm concerned. But I guess if we could take a look at the monthly time frame. Yeah, so check out the monthly time frame. The 9 moving average is coming in and giving it support all right here. So that'd be another time frame to look at, or another 9 moving average to look at in general. Maybe for even a bigger, longer time frame. It would be concerning if we broke below the 9 moving average on any of these time frames. The monthly would be more concerning than the weekly, and the time frames just keep on moving up. Right now we're below the daily 9 moving average. It looks like we're kind of going in and out of that 9 moving average. So we move up to the weekly, and like I said, we have a nice clean, we're clearly above it. But that's for right now. So basically that's what I would watch. Once we break, if you break below it, then that's when you kind of want to get concerned. And if you break below it, then we're kind of starting heading into these territories where we're going to look at these levels, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. In general, weekly time frame, we got we got a downtrend and an uptrend, and until we break one of those, I'm not really sure what's happening in the bigger time frame. But that's what I would be watching. All right, let me know if you guys like that video. Like I said, if you guys want some custom videos of your own, and you can leave some comments in the chat of what you guys want to request, and if I get a bunch of requests of the same one, I might do a video, and maybe I'll just do some preview, like free videos like this every once in a while, just to kind of show you what you kind of can get. But check out the Patreon, and if you sign up for the $10 Patreon, you can get 4 videos a week that I'll do for you, full length, or 6 short videos a week. So basically what happens is I'll upload it to YouTube. It'll be private. I'll send it to you on Patreon in a message, and then after a while I'll upload it to Patreon, and then I'll upload it to YouTube after that. So I mean, I'll basically set it public. So basically you get it for a set of time period, and then the Patreons get it for a certain time period, and then it goes public pretty much. And these are just the private videos that you guys request, and on top of the videos that I'm already doing. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'm also, if I haven't lost you yet, I'm also doing one-on-one consultations or sessions if you guys want to sit around and ask questions or look at charts, or I can give you a basic rundown of how I look at charts, and we can do one-on-one. You could ask me questions, and we can kind of do a crash course pretty much. And that goes for $50 an hour for 1 hour a month pretty much. So yeah, check out my Patreon. Basically a way to get your requests done pronto. I will put you guys, the Patreons are going to get priority number 1. If they do a request, I'm going to jump on their request first. So yeah, check out my Patreon and let me know what you guys think. All right. If you guys like that video, hit that thumbs up button.